all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for writing in your comments and suggestions on our YouTube and Spotify channels and liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channels. Today, we are going to talk about the transit of Rahu. Rahu is a planet that in its wake, when it transits over the nakshatras and the houses, brings about change. Rahu is change personified because it talks about the future, the way our life would unfold. And we know that change is the most constant thing in life. Rahu also creates fears. One thing that we can relate to or take note from is the story of Raja Parikshit. Raja Parikshit was the descendant of Arjuna, and being related to the family of Lord Krishna, he had his values in the right place. However, once, because Kal was on his head and he was full of ego and ignorance at that time, he managed somehow in a very poor state of mind to be rude, to be nasty to a rishi. The result was that he had to lose his life within 8 days of that happening. We can equate the transiting of Rahu into Aries with that, because Rahu is something that allures a person, causes ignorance and causes fear. And Aries, as we all know, is the first house of the Kalpurush Kundli, which represents the head of the Kalpurush Kundli. So if there is ignorance in life, if there is ego in life, this Rahu can bring about a lot of difficulties and problems. What is the area of life that will face these problems can be seen as to which part of the zodiac your lagna is in. If your lagna is in Mesh, this can be on your own self. If your lagna happens to be in Capricorn, it could be in relation to your parent, it could be in relation to your emotional values attached at home. So we further move on and see how this Rahu affects you in terms of your lagna. Rahu transits to Aries on 12th April 2022. For the Gemini lagna people, Rahu would be moving into the 11th house with their lagna lord posited there, and Ketu subsequently would be moving into the 5th house. So the 11th house is the house of income. One may be wanting a lot of income to begin with, and rightly so. However, one has to be very careful because Rahu is one of those planets that shows us a lot of illusion. It can show us an illusion of a lot of income and entrap us to invest somewhere where we later on find that our money can go waste. So this is a place and a time where one needs to show a lot of caution about Rahu. And this is the place we will find that there is a constant flux in the next 1.5 years, as Rahu is talking about not just money, which is a steady income or an increase in that steady income. It would also show the way we would interact with people, because with Mercury, it can represent communications. And we need to be different in our communication, but not absolutely bizarre. Also, we have to be very careful as to what we talk, especially with people at home or in our family circumstances, because 11th house also talks about spouse and child, and the 4th Lord Mercury being placed there talks about the happiness in the family. So one has to be careful about what one puts forward in the family area, because that could then bloom into something very unhealthy or very big. So best to observe, to see what's going on, and then take a call. As Rahu also aspects the 5th house with Mercury, it is a known fact that if the person concentrates their energy on understanding how to systematically put in your investments, or how to, from which areas of life one can derive systematic and regular income, that would be much in the favor of the person. It is also because the 11th house shows our social interaction. One should be very careful of interacting with people who show certain shady nature, because they can also bring in your disrepute. The one remedial measure that we have about Rahu is worshipping of goddess Durga and helping people who are not just belong to your caste and your community. If you do that, then you will be able to tide over this period. Yes, Rahu return, Rahu movement into an area is not a very, into a new zone, into a new sign is not something that one would want to, because there's already a lot of upheaval that we can see and we really are not very interested in that. But life continues, planets keep moving, and they bring with them their own remedial measures also. Keep donating to people who are in need, may not without looking at the caste and creed, and remembering Goddess Durga as you come out of the bed right early in the morning is a good start of the day. Till we meet with
The
you
bell
again.
icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.